Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be having a look at the Education Transformation Framework. Now I think that this is fantastic and I know that your schools are all going to love using and kind of just embracing the Education Transformation Framework. Today we're going to be having a look at a few case studies, show you how you can find these. We're going to have a look at how you can use the framework to support your own kind of school and your own learning and your pupils' learning as well. We can support your digital journey as a school, and we are also going to show you how to use the assessment tool to support your school going forward with their digital journey as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Niall and I'm going to be supporting you with the Education Transformation Framework that is available thanks to Microsoft. So I will see you in just 2 minutes. We'll hop over to the big screen there and we'll get started. Okay, so here we are on the edujourney.microsoft.com. I've not made my screen full screen just yet, just so that you can see that URL up at the top. So that's edujourney.microsoft.com. And from there, we're going to go to the kindergarten grade K to 12. So first of all, let's make my screen full screen so you can see a little bit more. And here we have kind of further links on what we're going to be doing today. So we have the ETF itself in here, we have the assessment tool, and we will be taking a look at that today, and lastly we've got the ability to build our strategic plan. So we're going to go straight into the ETF and discover more about it. So the ETF kind of as a whole. So how does it work? We've got our 4 pillars there. So we've got leadership and policy, teaching and learning, intelligent environments, and student and school success. And everything is broken down into these 4 pillars that are on there. And within these 4 pillars, you will see down below, down in here, we have kind of 4 components linked into each of those. So within leadership and policy, we have vision for change, community engagement and partnerships, strategic planning and change management, and continuous improvement and culture. Within teaching and learning, we have student-centered learning, learning spaces, curriculum and assessment, and devices for learning. Within intelligent environments, we have hybrid learning, advanced analytics and AI. We have safety, security and privacy, and optimized and sustainable operations. And lastly, within student and school success, we have educator, leader and IT development, equity, inclusion and accessibility, future ready skills, and social emotional learning. So everything that kind of encompasses the digital learning and learning within your school can fit into one of these pillars and then into one of these components as well. Okay, so we are going to break down the ETF into each of these pillars today. We're going to have a look at each of these ones here, and then lastly at the bottom you'll see, oh, I'm in the way, sorry, there is take the assessment. Okay, so first of all, we're going to have a look at the case studies and I'm going to show you where to find these. So this is going to open up Power BI for us. And here we have our case studies. Now there's actually 6 things that you can press on this page. You can go to case studies and you can go to resources, or you can go directly to only those that link to leadership policy, teaching and learning, intelligent environments, or student and school success. Okay, so if you were just interested going straight to leadership and policy, you can click here and it's going to take you there. But we're going to go to case studies. Okay, and this has everything that you could possibly need. First of all, we have our map, and obviously the bigger the ball that is on the map, the more case studies that are available linked to that area. We have currently 160 case studies overall, and again you can head to the appropriate pillar based on where you're clicking up in the top left. Same from within here, so we can go to the intelligent environments pillar, or any of the case studies, sorry, just by clicking here. So if I click on intelligent environments, all of these case studies link to the intelligent environments. Same again from within here, we can select the component that links to that pillar there. So we can go to the optimized and sustainable operations, just by clicking on this kind of chart here, and we can see instantly case studies that link to each of those pillars and components. Okay, same for leadership and policy. I can go to the ones that link to leadership and policy. There we go. It highlights it in the kind of darker color, and from there we have all the information that we could possibly need linking to case studies. To click on these, all you got to do is you just move this the bar down at the bottom, and there you've got the links and access to all of those case studies. Okay, down at the bottom as well, you have the ability to jump between these, so you can head straight to the resources as well, the exact same as the the case studies. So 160 case studies, 120 resources like this 21 CLD. If you are taking part in the Incubator or Showcase School program, you're going to be using the 21 CLD quite a bit. So it's great to get kind of started and get to know that. And you're going to need that for the MCE award that or certification that Microsoft offers. So there we have the resources that your schools can use and that you as your your leadership team can use. We can also then go into leadership and policy, everything that's linked in there, teaching and learning, intelligent environments, and lastly student and school success. Okay, so let's head back, and I'm going to come out of here. There we go. Okay, so that is where you find your case study and any resources kind of linked to those case studies. A point to make, I've not read that top bit up at the top, so let's go through that. So it's kind of explaining the education transformation framework. It's a guide for education leaders to navigate the complexity of impacting every aspect of their mission. So it is aimed at kind of the management within your school. Maybe that is your digital leader who is in your school, and they kind of pass that information on to the wider staff during your CAT sessions. Maybe it is your head teacher or deputy or a PT who's linked to digital learning, okay? And it allows you to kind of support every single aspect of learning and kind of link it and kind of up-level that learning to support everyone with their digital kind of journey. So as it says here, the growing role of education as the engine of economic change makes the work happening to transform our schools and classroom fundamental to global progress. For me, it starts with mindset. We need to first inspire students to embrace a limitless future and to see their learning as purposeful to what they can make and do. Okay, so let's head in our first pillar. So here we have leadership and policy. We'll hit learn more. And we have this beautiful website here. No, thank you. We have this beautiful website here linking into leadership and policy. So everything that you could possibly need to support your staff and students with the leadership and policy pillar and all of their components can be found within here. So we have our quick start guide. Okay, so this is going to take us to a presentation. It's a PowerPoint. I think it says it's a PowerPoint, yeah, PowerPoint presentation, but it is kind of like a PDF there that they've exported, and it has, again, everything that you could possibly need. So we've got, again, the case studies, you've got the course all about leadership and policy, and you have some kind of tools to support you with it. Now, I was interested by using Skype because I know a lot of schools and colleges use Teams to support their students and kind of use it as that organisation tool and meeting tool, so I thought it was interesting that they included Skype in there as well. We've got things like Power BI, we've just seen that tool there, great organisation tool and sharing of data tool, and obviously people use forms on the daily, so yes, this is kind of what we're looking for with regards to the leadership and policy, just kind of as a general overview. So we're looking to build your system foundation with proven principles in leadership and policy. If I head back, I think that's opened up, yep, a new tab. As we come down here, so what is it all about? It's about vision for change, so you're looking to build a shared inclusive vision representing the aspirations of students, teachers, leaders and the community with the flexibility for ongoing revisions to address continual change. We've got strategic planning and change management, so these are linking into I'm missing that word, pillar, and let's go back and find out. Brain stopped working there. Component, that's it. So this is linking into the 4 components that are there. So strategic planning and change management, continuous improvement and culture, and community engagement and partnerships as well. Okay, so this is everything that you could possibly need to kind of find out more information about the leadership and policy part. We've got our customer stories, and lastly we have the course as well, all about the ETF and leadership and policy. So if I click this link, it used to take us to the old MEC link, but now we've moved to Microsoft Learn. We do have to click into the top and just search for ETF. and there we have Education Transformation Framework, and as I scroll down you see it's about a 3-hour course all in all, but we've got our leadership and policy training that is in here linking to the ETF. And you've also got your teaching and learning, intelligent environments, and student and school success as well. So this will all link in to your Microsoft Learn, and you can get your badges and your kind of certification through that as well. So that is kind of where you can go to kind of get started. We also have so that is leadership and policy. We can navigate from the top now, so we don't need to go back to the original tab there. So we do have teaching and learning next. It's going to look exactly the same. It's just the next pillar and more information to get you started. So again, we have our quick start guide, which is going to open up the presentation, and it has just kind of like a one-pager essentially on the teaching and learning aspect of the ETF. So like I said previously, if you are looking for more information all about this, you will find out more if you join in with our the Incubator and Showcase School program. You'll learn all about the ETF and kind of how you can use it to support your school. If you are interested, you can find us on Twitter at Tablet Academy SC. You can also find us on our website at taeducation.scot. And from there you can contact us and let us know that you're interested in joining and looking to become an incubator or a showcase school once you graduate. So you will find out more information here. But there is your one-pager all about the teaching and learning aspects of the framework, and again using things like Teams, OneNote, Forms, and Windows 10 as well. I have recently upgraded to Windows 11 and it is fantastic, let me tell you that. Everything's running really smoothly, and one thing that I'm really loving is I'm going to have to exit full screen for this to show you. If I hover over the maximize button on anything, then you get the ability to kind of split your screen into all these different things. So I think that is brilliant. It is game changer. I don't expect that schools all across Scotland will have that feature just yet. Obviously Windows 11 is just rolling out, so I am very lucky to have been able to go to kind of get in there at this stage. So once your school does have access to Windows 11, it's worth it. It's brilliant. So let's head back to full screen. I'm going to close this tab here, again, similarly, like I said with the leadership pillar, you can take the course. Just head to Microsoft Learn, type in ETF, and from there it's about 3-hour training to do the full thing, to kind of learn everything about the ETF. We're just whistle-stopping tour, just kind of showing you how you can get started today. So again, links into student-centered learning, creating that pedagogy of inclusive teaching and learning practices that are project and competency based, collaborative, and require students to own their own learning. And curriculum and assessment, new forms of curriculum, whether that's project based, personalised, or competency driven, require new tools to access, customise, and assess progress for each student. We've got devices for learning as well. We're looking to offer students multimodal learning through voice, touch, and digital link, and increase their ability to retain information, generate new ideas, and use real-world softwares. And lastly, learning spaces. Now, learning space is one of my favourite things because it doesn't have to be a physical learning space. It can be a digital learning space. So using things like Microsoft Teams, like OneNote, to collaborate and bring students in together no matter where they are in the world, similarly to what we are doing here today. And so we're looking to align the spatial design with learning goals, so lesson plans drive the classroom setup instead of the other way around, and physical learning spaces are more flexible, collaborative, equitable, healthy, and inspiring. Okay, so that is teaching and learning. These are all going to be very similar as we get started here today. I'm going to talk you through the assessment as well today, so don't you worry about that. So next up we have intelligent environments. Okay, so we're looking to be developing safe and secure on-site and online environments and leveraging data analytics to optimize student outcomes and to create efficient, responsive, and sustainable processes and allocation of resources. Now remember, as I said, everything is available in this web page. So all I've done here is I'm currently on you can just type in Microsoft Education Transformation Framework, and it's going to have everything available to you there. It's what I did today to find all of this information. Again, we have our quick start guide, so everything that you could possibly know about this pillar and its components, linking into the intelligent environments. So we're looking to build a place where staff have the tools to work efficiently and collaboratively to optimize and increase efficiency of daily operations, and again linking into those intelligent environments by using Microsoft Teams, by using Intune and Azure and Power BI as well. Now there's some fantastic things getting used by schools all about Power BI, and if you do join the Incubator program, this is your opportunity to learn from others and to kind of discover how other schools are using these tools. So what are intelligent environments all about? Well, it's about creating hybrid learning, especially that asynchronous learning as well, and collectively bringing everyone in together. So no matter kind of where you are or what time you're working at. So enabling learning in physical, digital and hybrid realms, seamlessly spanning formal and informal learning contexts across time, location and learning media. We've got our safety, security and privacy, so ensuring that students are safe, that faculty and the staff are all safe as well, by using the latest security monitoring, communication, notification and emergency response systems and technologies. And we've got our optimized and sustainable operations as well, looking to support administration, schools, logistics and IT to increase the productivity and reduce cost. And lastly, we have our advanced analytics and AI, using integrated data to with advanced analytics for system improvements and visibility into teaching, learning and administration progress within and across classrooms and schools. So I know a load of schools are using the advanced analytics and AI to support their schools, whether that is using the artificial intelligence for if somebody's going to be late into school. You can kind of fill in forms. If you're going on trips, you can get things coming into the office. You never have to actually see a single person, because you're using the AI to collect everything and kind of automate the world around you, which is incredible. And again, with the analytics, using things like Power BI, or using even just as simple as a SharePoint site, or using Excel to collate data and collect and kind of analyze that data and share it out with others, so that you can work collaboratively with teachers and kind of see where gaps are to support students going forward. So that is the intelligent environments part of the framework. And lastly, we have our student and school success pillar. So here we are thinking about how equity and inclusion are anchored in equity and inclusion, leaders build capacity through professional learning and development for all to ensure that students develop their social and emotional skills and are successfully prepared for the future. Now, fourth time I'm pointing this out to you, so you have the quick start guide there. This is your one pager on everything that you should possibly need to know about the student and school success. We have just very recently run a session all about Minecraft Education Edition, so please do go and get that checked out. If you're an educator in Scotland, it is new. It is coming to Scotland. It is here for a lot of the councils out there. So bring Minecraft into your classroom. Develop coding. Develop that kind of hybrid working where you are in a physical space or and also a digital space as well, supporting those students just to kind of develop engagement. There was one of the studies that we mentioned is about the developed engagement for students, and how prior to using Minecraft on the exact same kind of lessons and topics, the engagement was much lower. You bring in the gamification of learning and the engagement shoots up, and suddenly students are engaged with their learning. They are picking up the kind of tools that they're needing to support their learning, and they're using it in a fun and different environment to what they are used to. So definitely kind of embrace these tools that are on here. Obviously everybody here will be using the Office 365 tools, now Microsoft 365 I think they're calling it, and kind of bringing in that collaboration element into the cloud tools that are there. And again, Flipgrid, I love Flipgrid, using the videos to support your students. You can give your verbal feedback really quickly. You can collect people's views very easily and kind of share those out using video. And they've got some brilliant tools that you can add to your video, like stickers and including the whiteboard in behind you using the green screen, similarly to what I'm doing here today. So definitely check those out. And lastly, we have the Microsoft Educator Center, now called Microsoft Learn, which it has changed over, as I pointed out earlier. And that is where you're going to get everything that you could possibly ever need to know about the Microsoft tools. And in there, it is all certified as well. So that can kind of go towards your CPD if you're a Scottish educator or an educator from anywhere. So we are looking to, let's close this down. If I go, come down. So what we're looking to do with student and school success. So we're looking to develop educators, leaders and IT. We're looking to build collaborative capacity for educators, staff, IT and leaders as part of a learning community working to continuously improve teaching and learning. Future ready skills, we're looking to empower students with the digital and productivity skills that they need to be successful and active participants in the community for employment and entrepreneurship. We've got social emotional learning, develop students' ability to manage emotions, set and achieve goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships and make responsible decisions. And lastly, equity, inclusion and accessibility, which is a kind of something that I personally enjoy looking into and supporting students with, is kind of building in that equity and that inclusion, and especially with all the accessibility tools that Microsoft offers. I remember being down at BET and I was working on one of those stalls there supporting with accessibility tools, and some of the things that are on there are incredible, even just all the things that are built into Microsoft Edge here. So I've got the immersive reader here on the website. I can get everything read aloud. So there's read aloud this page, it can bring everything together. So there's so many accessibility tools available and out there that we just don't know about. There's there's so many. So definitely, if you have a chance to chat with me about the accessibility tools, please do take my time, because I will happily chat to anyone about those accessibility tools. So at Microsoft, we're looking to provide accessible technology that can meet the needs of all students, looking to take greater responsibility for their learning and development with technology skills. So we have now covered all of the aspects of the ETF. We've got our 4 pillars, and underneath those 4 pillars, we have each component as well that links into that pillar. So now we can start to have a look at the assessment, okay, and take the assessment to see where your school is. So let's take the assessment. So we're going to try and kind of cover most things here today. So it will cover each of the pillars and each of the components within those pillars as well. So if you are needing more information on those, you can just hit on the I. But we're going to hit continue. There we go. Okay, so now that we are in the assessment tool, we have a few things that we can do. If you have already completed it, or you're just looking to complete a certain part, you can skip to the part that you want from along here. You also get your report. So once you've completed each of these pillars, then you can just preview a report, and it's going to give you a report and kind of let you know kind of what your next steps are going to be. Or you can complete the whole thing and go all the way through it, and then you'll get your full report as well at the end. So for each of these questions, you have to rate them out of 4 essentially. So you're going to start at entry, and that is somebody who's basically never done it before, all the way up to transformative, who is essentially the leaders in the world, who is kind of making that difference for their students. You don't really even need to think about tech, because it is just happening in your class. So I would say if you are starting out for the first time completing this, I would say most schools are going to be around the level 1, level 2, and that is absolutely fine. We obviously do have some schools that kind of start at about level 3, but there's kind of no kind of requirement to start anywhere. You can be anywhere along this kind of target, this state, and once you pick your number that you think you're at, it's going to give you kind of a target for you to go to. So if I select that I am currently at number 1, oh sorry, you have to put it in, we can say where we want to be. So maybe I'm thinking maybe in a year's time, maybe 2 years time, we want to be kind of at the advanced stage. And if you are a part of the incubator program, this is something that we can support you and help you with. So we're looking at here to enable the communication and collaboration between students, teachers and parents in and out of the classroom. For level 1, so this is kind of real beginner stuff, and it's absolutely fine to be here. You've got your devices are only available in the computer lab or the one-size-fits-all approach to device specs. And you know what, like 3 years ago, that was what I was using with my students. We would go off to the computer lab, we would learn everything from in there. We would have a few things around the classroom to support us, but that's kind of where we were at, and we still managed to support our students. As you get up to transformative, that is where you are providing those either those one-to-one devices, or those devices are available wherever in the world the students are, so they don't have to physically be in a classroom to learn, and they can be wherever they are. So I would say possibly we could be in level 2, and we're wanting to get to level 4 pretty soon. So I'm just going to select a few of these answers just to kind of show you what it looks like when we do the assessment tool. Emerging, advanced, let's pick a few of these. Okay, so that's us completed the teaching and learning aspect. So I can go back to teaching and learning, and I can now click on preview report. So it's going to give me my report here, and we can see kind of what we need to do to support our students. So here we said that we were entry level, so level 1, and we're wanting to get to advanced. That's our target. So to achieve advanced maturity, we recommend the following resources or products to support you with your roadmap. So that's kind of where you want to go. So you can start to use Microsoft 365 Education, Windows 10, and learning tools, and these are all linked in below as well. You'll see down here that the URL appears, so you can see that these are all linked in here. Same for communication, so obviously we can start to use Microsoft Teams and OneNote, the class notebook. We've got our school data sync, and lastly our Windows 10 devices, and everything that you could possibly need is in here. Okay. Once you have finished all that, you will have access to absolutely everything, and from there you can either print your report or you can email it, and you can kind of get started on making that change and supporting the students within your school. This is a part of, like I said, the Incubator program, so if you are interested to find out a little bit more about how you can support your students, then absolutely please do go to the let us know that you're wanting to join the Incubator program, and we will support you with that onboarding, and we can help you to get your school from that entry up as high as possible, and kind of take you through that learning all together as a group. So that is the assessment for the ETF as well. It's been a very quick presentation here, so I think that's us at about 30 minutes or so. If you do have any questions, let us know about the ETF. As I say, it's very simple, very easy. Let's leave this site here. We're going to go back once you have taken the assessment, you can go to the build your strategic plan if you are in the incubators, and we will support you with this. If it's going to load, here we go. Okay. And so from here, you can support your staff and kind of build your plan. You might have your own one that you are working on within your school. That's absolutely fine. You can kind of take each learning point and put it into your own plan. But here we have the ability to support you to build your own strategic plan. So that is the ETF, the Education Transformation Framework. My internet's just stopping working now. Here we go. If you do need more information, absolutely, I'm just going to take you there. Absolutely, let us know, or you can go to the learn more for each of those pillars and take the course. And then all you have to do from in Microsoft Learn, you'll see I'm not even logged. I'm logged in with about my 5th account here. You can go and you can study. It's about a 4-hour course for you to take part in all of those modules. As I say, today's been a real whistle-stop tour of the ETF, just to kind of give you that grounding and kind of understand it that little bit more. Yeah, you can gain the points for that from within Microsoft Learn. Get your CPD, and you can kind of support your staff with that. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to see you up on the big screen in just 2 minutes. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. I've had a brilliant time going through the ETF, which is our Education Transformation Framework. Today we have had a look at the ETF. We've had a look at all the 4 pillars. We've had a look at each of the 4 components within each pillar, and how you can study more on them, and how you can learn how you can take each of those components from within those 4 pillars and apply them to your school. You can take the assessment tool, you can find out where you are and what steps you need to take to further your digital and education journey within your school. Thank you again for joining us. We do have loads of sessions over the next couple of weeks coming up. We do have a session all about the Incubator program to become a showcase school. So join us for that if you're interested. And like I said, all throughout today's session, the ETF does link in very strongly with the Incubator school program. So please do join us for that. We also have a session on becoming an MIE, which obviously the applications are open just now. So please do, if you are interested in becoming an MIE, please go and go for that. It is again linked to the Incubator school. You're kind of needing to have a certain percentage of your staff to be MIEs and leading the Microsoft journey within your school. So it's something to definitely think about getting in there nice and early now. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We do have, throughout this week, we've been running the Excel enthusiast sessions, which are 20-minute sessions or so for your students to take part in, to get to know the beginnings of Microsoft Excel and study and learn about things like sum function, the fill handle, the creating charts and bar charts and pie charts and these kind of things, and getting started just with Excel. So definitely check those out. We also have coming up our Microsoft main stage sessions, which I'm really looking forward to these. This is the opportunity for your students to create a fantasy festival using all of the Microsoft tools. So I think this one is going to be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, I think that your students will enjoy it too. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about the ETF, and I look forward to working with you all again in the future. So thanks again for joining us. I will see you all again pretty soon on future events. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.